What's up, Recovery Elevator? Paul Churchill here. I'm going to go ahead and do Recovery Elevator episode 108 in video format as well as podcast format. I've compiled a list of 50 ways of how to quit drinking. I woke up at around 3 o'clock this morning, eager to get my day started, eager to start working on Recovery Elevator, and I came up with 50 ways to help you quit drinking. Now, before we start, I can tell you if you really want to quit drinking, the chances are that you're going to do all 50 of these are slim to none. However, if you do all 50 of these and you don't quit drinking, you can go ahead and email me at info@recoveryelevator and give me a good virtual slap and say, hey, Paul, I wasted a lot of time and I'm still drinking. But believe me, this is 3 pages of thoughtful information. I've been doing this for a long time. So let's get right to it. How to quit drinking. This is a difficult question that I get asked often. And it's not a question where I can say, hey, you know what, pull up a chair. I got a couple spare minutes. Let's have a quick chat. So it's not one of those things. And the list right here that I have, it's not a full comprehensive list. After I say this list, I'm going to be like, darn it, I forgot a couple other key elements on this list. However, let's get started. Number 1 seems pretty obvious. Don't drink. Replace that beverage in your hand with a popsicle, with a ginger beer, with a Blue Dolphin, something different than alcohol. Oftentimes, just replacing the habit of having a beverage in your hand, a cup of water with ice, that does wonders. Number 2, watch the movie Leaving Las Vegas with Nicolas Cage, and then watch it again. And if you're fully not convinced of what awaits, watch it a 3rd time, maybe a 4th time as well. Number 3, listen to every Third Eye Blind song ever written. That one, might have been able to be eliminated, but I love Third Eye Blind. Number 4, don't watch the movie Beer Fest. That movie is going to want to make you party hardcore. Number 5, go to 90 meetings in 90 days. I went to about 120 meetings in 90 days. And if you're afraid to go to Alcoholics Anonymous, well, then that's okay. Because the pain of the drinking, it'll bring it back. Number 6, get a sponsor or get an accountability partner. It doesn't have to be so much a sponsor at these meetings. You can just say, hey, I want an accountability partner. They're going to be like, you mean a sponsor? You're like, yeah, whatever. I don't know. I don't really care. Just give me an accountability partner. Number 7, think about joining Cafe RE. This is the private, confidential, $12 a month Recovery Elevator Cafe RE Facebook group. Number 8, have you ever wondered to yourself if you have a drinking problem? Well, think no more, because that's your answer. That's going to take us to the top of the title, How to Quit Drinking. If you've ever wondered, do I have a drinking problem? You don't have to answer 55 questions on a questionnaire, because that's the answer. You got a drinking problem. Hate to break it to you. Number 9, remember that alcohol is pure shit. Alcohol itself is just pure shit. Number 10, affirmations. Your unconscious mind is way ahead of you when it comes to viewing alcohol ads and advertisements. I think the average person sees at least 60 alcohol ads daily. This is the unconscious mind. Think about it. You're driving, you're watching TV, you go out to dinner. You don't even know it, but your mind is being conditioned to believe that alcohol is okay to drink. And in fact, studies show that your unconscious mind will make a decision 1/3 of a second faster than your conscious mind. Number 11, change everything. Yeah, you don't got to change much. You just got to change everything. Change perhaps where you get your haircut, change the color of your walls, and probably most of the friends you hang out with. On this one, I was fortunate enough that I found out a lot of my friends were my true friends. They weren't just my drinking friends, but I did have a couple drinking friends that have kind of fallen by the wayside. Still amigos, don't get me wrong, but they're not my real friends. They were my drinking friends. All right, number 12. Tell the people closest to you that you will no longer be drinking. This is huge. This is when the rubber hit the road for myself. When I told my parents at our lake house, at our lake, at our Lake Powell houseboat trip. This is at like 5:58 in the morning. I was waking up around 4 o'clock. Oh hey, I'll feed the dogs, and I'll also drink by myself for a good couple hours before everybody wakes up. Finally, I told my parents, I told my brother, and then later I told my fantasy football league the severity of my drinking problems. Number 13, accountability. This is the most important thing on this list, and this pairs off number 12. Accountability is key, right? The podcast for me has been crucial for accountability. It would be my absolute worst nightmare. And I've had these dreams where I drink and I wake up and I have to say Recovery Elevator episode 110, whatever. I drank last night. Those are nightmares. Those are pure nightmares. Accountability is key. Number 14, you can't quit drinking with willpower alone. Willpower is finite. Willpower is a resource that is exhaustible. I got a week, I got a month, I even got a year one time. I got more than a year one time, but the willpower, eventually, it does not last. Number 15, find a higher power. Seriously, find a higher power. And you might be hitting stop on this YouTube video right about now, but your higher power doesn't have to be some dude crucified on a cross. It can be a pigeon hanging up on a wire that is actually higher than you, and there's a lot of power going through those telephone wires. That can be your higher power. In fact, for me, I discovered my higher power about 4 months into sobriety. It was the wind bristling beneath the pine trees. I hate to break it to you guys, but you can't do this alone. You're going to need a community of like-minded individuals, whether this community is online, in person, or your next door neighbor. You're going to have to connect with other like-minded individuals. I had the luxury of living next to somebody in recovery, Alcoholics Anonymous. I had no idea until I showed up at a meeting. Her name is Ty. She edits the podcast. She's been an integral part of Recovery Elevator. And we constantly have coffee once every other week, once a week. It's just great. She's like 68. I don't think we have much in common except the fact that we're both alcoholics, which means we've got a lot in common. Did I mention that alcohol is shit? Have I mentioned that part yet? Again, this is how to quit drinking. You need to realize that alcohol is just total shit. Okay, number 18. If you're just starting this journey, you don't know any answers, so please put the cotton in your mouth and just start listening. You don't know the answers. I still don't know a lot of the answers, but I know a lot more of the answers after doing 110 interviews with Recovery Elevator Podcast. My first couple AA meetings. Oh, hey guys. Hey, can I talk? Listen to me, I got something great to say. Actually, Paul, you had nothing great to say, so you don't got the answers. Just listen, be a sponge, and soak it up. Number 19. If you ever say the words to yourself, I got this, you're fucked. Sorry for my language there, but you're fucked. Those are the 3 most dangerous words that an alcoholic can say. And it's not so much in early sobriety. It's not so much while you're drinking. You know, hey, the other night I had 2-3 beers. I regulated it. I think I got this. I have found myself saying, I think I got this with over a year's sobriety. That's a huge red flag. As soon as I say, I got this, a relapse is impending and I'm fucked. Always give yourself an exit strategy. This is number 20. right? Drive your own car, bring your own scooter, bring a hoverboard. It doesn't matter. Bring a skateboard. Always have your own exit strategy if you're going to go to a social function. Number 21, look at yourself in the mirror. What do you see? I see a dude right now that I like. But there was a time when I would get out of the shower and I would not even erase the fog on the shower mirror. I was terrified of what I saw. I couldn't look at it. But now I see a cool dude. I see Paul Churchill. I like what I see. Number 22, ask yourself if you're reaching your full potential in life. Most likely, if you're drinking, the answer is no. And your dead relatives, they would not be proud of you. Let me tell you that right now. There was a time when my grandpa passed away, and on top of his coffin, there was a photo of him leaning against a tank in World War II. He's got a rifle over his shoulder, a bunch of ammo, and I was just a total sack of shit. Yep, total sack of shit. Right about that moment, about 2 months later, I made a decision to stop drinking on December 31st, well, January 1st, 2010, and I embarked upon a long, dry, drunk session, but you get the point. Number 23, if you were thinking about quitting drinking for somebody else, you're fucked. Sorry for my language. I really apologize for my language. It's early right now, and I'm just talking from the heart. If you're thinking about quitting drinking for somebody else, a spouse, a best friend, a puppy dog, a lizard, it doesn't matter. You're fucked. You got to quit drinking for yourself. Page 1 in the books. Number 24, how to quit drinking. Don't beat yourself up. In fact, tell yourself that you're a rock star. Sure, you might be an average guitar player and you're never going to tour with Aerosmith, but don't beat yourself up. Build yourself up. Be very kind to yourself. Number 25, how to quit drinking. You might find yourself quite bored without alcohol, which is why you need to pick up new hobbies such as yoga, jogging, archery, or stamp collecting. Stamp collecting to me sounds extremely boring, but you get the point. Number 26, you need to get outside of your mind and fast. The best way to do this is to help others. Mrs. Jones, her lawn across the street, needs some serious attention, and there is a great opportunity for you to give some serious attention to Mrs. Jones's lawn. Number 27, if you think you've hit rock bottom, unfortunately, I've got news for you that you don't want to hear. Every bottom has a trapdoor that can lead to much greater pain and suffering. However, the good news is when you do reach a bottom, there's something called a conduit. A conduit is a short-lived moment where your higher power is present. Again, this could be a pigeon up higher on that power line, full of power. That literally is a conduit of energy flowing through that power conduit line. That is when your higher power is there to help you get sober. Again, don't put too much emphasis on what this higher power is. It could be the pigeon on the power line, or it could be the wind bristling between the pine trees. But the key here is the conduit. It's only there for a certain amount of time. When you hit your rock bottom moment, it could be minutes, it could be days, or it could be hours where you have that moment to sober up. Number 28 of how to get sober, educate yourself. Knowledge is useless unless you do something with it. There are a tremendous amount of great podcasts out there about recovery. The Sober Guy podcast, the Bubble Hour, the Recovered podcast with Mark Stapleton, the Share podcast with Omar Pinto. There's some great podcasts out there, and hell, I wish there were more podcasts out there about recovery. Read books, preferably not while drinking, but read books. This Naked Mind by Annie Grace is one of my favorite books. It was a game changer for me. Also, a book called Beyond the Influence by Catherine Ketchum is fantastic. How to quit drinking, number 30. If you think you're alone with your drinking, you are dead wrong. Dead effing wrong. There are millions struggling with alcohol. And if you connect with some of them, you will find that what you have in common is incredible. It's communal. You might not have anything in common except the fact you both want to quit drinking, and that's pretty impactful. Number 31, start to develop a recovery portfolio. Jam pack this recovery portfolio full of books, full of contacts, full of AA meeting schedules, etc. Imagine it like a portfolio, kind of like I just said. Jam pack it full of as much stuff as you possibly can. Okay. Next up, get out of your goddamn comfort zone. Seriously, get out of your goddamn comfort zone. I can tell you with 100% certainty that sobriety is not located inside your comfort zone. It is not. And if I find myself living inside of my comfort zone for too long, I'm doing something wrong. I got to get out. I got to try new things. I need to expand my horizons in my recovery because the road in my recovery narrows. Number 33, how to get sober. La Croix, soda water, it's your best friend. Number 33, don't beat yourself up because alcohol has done a damn good job of doing that in the first place. Don't beat yourself up. Number 35, get up. Get up again. Get up again. Get up again. And get up again. And get up again. And you can fast forward this segment for about 30 seconds because I'm going to keep saying, get up again. Get up again, 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 again. Because you're gonna get knocked down 55 times. But if you don't get up that 56th time, that's the one. You got to get up again. Number 36, start writing. Start writing a journal. Start writing about what you're thankful for. This could be called a gratitude list. It's really difficult to be in a bad mood after completing a full gratitude list. I know that from first-hand experience. I often write in my gratitude list. Start writing about goals. Start writing about the goals in your life and if your current pathway is leading you to those goals. Think about that. Alcoholics Anonymous. Get outside your comfort zone and go to a meeting. Don't be such a wimp. I've received like 50 emails saying, oh, I don't really like Alcoholics Anonymous. I can't go. I'm really worried about like somebody's going to see me if I'm there. Well, I mean, who else do you think goes to these Alcoholics Anonymous meetings? It's not like people go that don't have problems with alcohol. You're going to find someone that's probably going to be your new best friend. Get your ass to a meeting. The stigma, this is number 38. The stigma is total bullshit. In 1956, the American Medical Association classified disease, alcoholism, as an addiction, or they classified it as a disease. Why we're still talking about this in 2017, to me, is a mystery, like the Sarah McLachlan song, Building a Mystery. Just wanted to throw that in there. I really did. I love the song. Great song. Tried to find a way. I don't think it really fit that well, but that's okay. Number 39. Come out of the closet as somebody with a drinking problem. I can guarantee you with 100% satisfaction that more good than harm will be the result. When I came out of the closet at 1 year of sobriety on my Facebook page, and I was terrified to do this, I kid you not, I had over 600 likes, over 150 comments, and over 25 personal messages. I don't even know who these people were. I didn't even know I had 650 friends. But all of it was support. None of it was like, hey, you weak-minded individual, why don't you just quit drinking? There's a lot of normal drinkers out there that don't understand alcoholism, but they do understand that it's pretty serious. And a lot of people can't stop drinking even if they choose to do so. Number 40 on this list. That is just going to be a game changer. Again, I got 10 more for you. I got 10 more for you. Keep in mind that alcohol is ethanol with a couple additives added to it to make it palatable. Alcohol, in its purest form, tastes like raccoon's piss. I wouldn't know. I have not tasted raccoon's piss or
Have I tasted alcohol in its purest form? I have tasted a lot of alcohol that tastes terrible, and I can imagine it tastes like raccoon's piss. Don't put words in my mouth. Tell yourself that alcohol doesn't actually help you relax. What it's doing is slowing down your brain faculties. You're literally thinking slower when drinking alcohol. You're not relaxing, you're becoming stupider. Number 42, watch the show The Anonymous People on Netflix. This is a very powerful documentary. I love this documentary. I've watched it several times. Number 43, for 1 week straight, write down triggers that make you drink alcohol. Again, this is 7 straight days of putting pen to paper. Are you up for the challenge? Number 44, acceptance is your best friend. It doesn't matter if you've been sober for a week or you're drinking while you're listening to this YouTube video or podcast. You must accept the current situation and find a way to be content in it. Acceptance, acceptance, acceptance is the answer. Whatever's happening right now, it's your current situation. You got to find a way to accept it. 45, honesty. There's no chance of getting sober if you're not honest with yourself and others. Not even a chance. Number 46, we've all played the game of leapfrog. Fun game. It would be fun to leapfrog from drinking to 10 years of sobriety, but that is just not the case. You cannot leapfrog the pathways in sobriety. You can speed them up, but you cannot leapfrog the journey into sobriety. Number 47, take a piece of paper, write down all the people that you hold resentments towards. In another column, write what your part of the problem is. After this is done, read this to a trusted companion and get ready for a major light bulb to illuminate. This would be similar to step 4 in the Alcoholics Anonymous program. Seriously, step 4 was a game changer for me. I realized a lot of stuff. It was pretty neat. Anonymity. This might seem contradictory to some since the word anonymous is in the word Alcoholics Anonymous. But being silent about your drinking problem only does you harm. You need to tell your loved ones, your friends, your family, and all the others you care about in regards to your goal to stay sober. I'm serious. When you tell people that you've got a drinking problem, you are going to get one of 3 reactions. Number 1, they don't give a shit. They really don't. They're normal drinkers. Hey, Pablo, do you want a beer? No, I'll take a Sprite. I'm gonna obey my thirst. Okay, cool. Have a Sprite. Number 2, they're gonna say, "Wow, that is so cool. My aunt is struggling with alcohol. My brother-in-law, my sister." Third reaction is this is where I used to get defensive upon, but now I know the third reaction is when the people start asking you what drinking habits you had. How much did you used to drink? Those are the people that are worried about themselves if they have a drinking problem. So you are being of help and of service to them. All right, number 49. We got 2 more on this list. Develop a network of people who are also share the same common goal not to drink. I'm not talking about Mr. Rogers on TV here on the television. I'm talking about real people who you can go out with and have a cup of coffee with them. Try to create a network of at least 5 to 10 people. Number 50, how to quit drinking alcohol. This is a little stat. Fear does not get people sober, but this is pretty alarming. Did I mention that alcohol kills more people than all the other drugs combined? This is almost epidemic status, a key in the United States of America. And with this reality, if you continue to drink, your options are pretty bleak. I'm a firm believer that if I drink, I got 3 options. I'm going to be locked up. No, let me rephrase that. I got 3 options here. I can be sober, I can be locked up, or I can be covered up. covered up would be dead, not covered up in like grand clothing or anything like that. I would just be dead. I would just be dead. So, again, my guess is if you really want to get sober, you're going to do about 4 out of the 50 things on this list. Especially the one for 1 week straight, write down triggers that make you drink alcohol. Again, this is 7 straight days of putting pen to paper. You might make 1 or 2 days, but give this a shot. Seriously, you got one life. You got one shot at this. Look at yourself in the mirror. If you're not sober right now, you might even be sober right now, but you might be looking for other resources to not be a dry drunk or whatnot. You got one shot at this. One shot at a better life, and I want for you guys what I have for myself. So, thank you very much. Tune into the Recovery Elevator podcast. It comes out every Monday at 5 a.m. We're doing a Recovery Elevator retreat this coming August 24th to the 27th in Bozeman, Montana. April 22nd to the 24th in 2018, we're doing a retreat to Peru. Some cool stuff's happening. So, take care, everybody.